Welcome to week 2, and basically the top of Sooner Nation right here. Expectations are sky high this year. All eyes will be on OU Michigan this weekend, and why not? And why not dream a little bit? Why not get to the national championship? The last time we played Michigan, we won the national championship.
Okay, welcome in week 2. What a humongous week. I mean, we've got Michigan coming to OU for the first time. Tickets are expensive, $250 just to get in the door. If you want to sit in the club, it'll be about $1,000. But one guy that's not going to have to worry about it is Will Depoy, who's joining us as the guest picker this week. He is our man on the street up in Norman. What's going on, Will?
I'm pretty good. How are y'all? How y'all doing? It's a big week here. It is fans, students, everyone's very excited for this weekend. So,
well, some of us are doing better than others in Dallas, apparently, because we had the first week pickoff, and the big winner is right here. And also a guy that had dial-up speed in Arkansas last week made better picks than these two clowns here. So, boys, what happened last week?
I blame Kurt.
Yeah. So I'm ashamed to show my face. 0-5 to start the week as a self-proclaimed bettor who knows a little bit about college football. I'm just extraordinarily embarrassed. It was a difficult week in picking, but that is absolutely no excuse. Heed my picks warning. I'm an auto fade, at least until I have a winning week. So that's where I am.
Let's look at let's see the grid from last week, and wow, that's a lot of X's there. And it started out bad for you guys with that Baylor game. Baylor just got run over.
Boo, Baylor.
Oh my gosh, really bad. So, all right. Look, maybe let's start with this. A little bit of trivia, setting the scenes on OU Michigan, how historic this really is. This is the first time we played Michigan in 50 years. And the circumstances surrounding the first time we played them is extremely strange because the Big Ten, up until 1975, you only played in the Rose Bowl. If you won the conference, you got to play in the Rose Bowl, period. That's it. There are only 11 bowls back in those days. Michigan loses the big game that year. They're a really good program. They finish 8, 1, and 2. And surprisingly, one of those 2 ties was against Baylor. I don't know. Let's just throw that in there. But so they ended up playing in the Orange Bowl against OU that year. Ohio State was number 1. OU was number 2 going into that bowl game. Ohio State lost to UCLA in the Rose Bowl earlier that day. That gave OU the chance to win a national championship. They beat Michigan 14-6 and win national championship. Number 5 in the 76 Orange Bowl 50 years ago, which seems like ancient history to some, not so for a couple of us.
I wasn't alive.
We'll get into that game last. Let's start with Baylor +4 at SMU, over under 65.5. Kurt, lead us off here. Try to get back on the winning track.
Yeah. So I may be an auto fade here, but I'm going to try to get back on track. I'm usually pretty good about that, getting back on. So my take is Auburn that good, or is Baylor that bad, right? Because Baylor taking a home loss, like they got beat down. So don't really know. At SMU, they suffered a few key injuries. One on offense, their top receiver went down. One of their best defensive players, a linebacker, is down. I think they're both question marks whether they're going to play. I just think SMU, playing there in University Park, they're a top team. They lost, quite a few players, but good program. I think Baylor. I don't think Baylor's got it this year. I'm on SMU -4 in this one. I think that's a pretty solid pick. I just don't see SMU losing at home, but I think they'll cover that 4. I mean, I could be off. They win by a field goal, but I'm on SMU.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, so I missed the game completely last week. I was at a Rob Thomas concert, and it was fantastic. But what I did see from the clips is that Baylor sucks, and I will never, ever bet them ever again. It's week 2. I firmly expect at least 1 or 2 of their players to be arrested in the next couple of days. So at this point, I think SMU is a lock. It's 100%. I think they win by 10. Plus, SMU looked really, really good. We know the guy that runs the Ponies, and we heard that the Ponies got very tired and that they're going to plan on getting tired again. So we're looking forward to seeing them run.
What do you think, Will?
Okay, so back to my dad was saying, I feel like it was a really good point about Baylor. Is Auburn really that good, or is Baylor just that bad? Jackson Arnold, Baylor made Jackson Arnold look like one of the top quarterbacks, which is crazy to me. Sawyer Robertson, the Baylor quarterback, he played an okay game, but that Baylor defense was just god awful. So I think Auburn is just I feel like Auburn's a very underrated team, but I think SMU is going to roll over Baylor this week, -4.
Yeah, I when I watched that Baylor Auburn game, they just gashed Baylor. Auburn did. I mean, Auburn can run the ball, and they've got good athletes. They've got a good line, and they didn't even ask Jackson Arnold to throw the ball, which is very smart. I have a visitor now. Oh, good grief. So I am going SMU here and giving up the 4 points. I think you just run the ball straight at him, see what you can do here. And if Kevin Jennings needs to throw the ball, he can, and he will. SMU wins this game. Let's go to Iowa +3 at Iowa State. This game, man, it always seems like a low-scoring affair. What do you have, Kurt? Who do you like?
So Iowa State, I mean, I was in Vegas a few weeks ago and I bet on them in the game in Ireland versus Kansas State. And they just really impressed me, top to bottom. It was a solid W. And then their home opener against South Dakota last week was a total bombing. I think this team is running on all cylinders. Iowa has won 7 of the last 10 that they've played in this series, and these two teams do play every year. It's a big rivalry game. Iowa State, however, has no home wins in the last 10 versus Iowa. So, but I don't think that's going to matter. Iowa State's just too strong. Iowa State -3 is a gift. Again, I think I said 3 of the games last week were an automatic gift, but I like Iowa State here -3. I'm not going to think too much about this, but they're just a different club this year.
Yeah, I like Iowa State as well. I think they've got a better talent than Iowa does. It's always going to be a close game. So the 3 points is I could easily see this being a 1-point decision, and I get annoyed by that. But I can't pick Iowa, certainly not on the road. So I think Iowa State will do it. And I went 0-5 last week, so I feel like having any reasons at all are kind of ridiculous. So we'll see how it goes next week.
Well, what do you think?
So Iowa State's got off to a really hot start, especially week 1 against Kansas State. Yeah, that was a big win for them. And then last week they covered the spread. I think it was 15, 16.5. And so, yeah, I just feel like Iowa State -3 is a lock this week. They've been playing really well. So I just think they're going to keep rolling.
Okay. This is where I got to give it the old Lee Corso to all of you guys and say, not so fast, my friends. I am going with Iowa here. I think this game is always close. You're going to give me points in this game. And Kurt, like you said, Iowa State has not won at home in this series, I think, in 6 straight. I mean, Iowa State looks red hot right now. We'll see. I'm going with Iowa. I'm going against you guys. Next up, Kansas getting 6.5 points at Missouri. Over under is 54.5. These two teams don't like each other. These states, it goes back to the Civil War, the hatred between these two states and this game in particular. Kurt, what are you thinking about this one?
So I couldn't take a side in this one. I think it's just going to be too tight. I did look at some of the trends. Missouri, their total has gone over 5 of their last 6 games. Kansas's total has gone over 24 of the last 34 games. Kansas is just that when they play on the road, they're a high-scoring team. I did look at several of their last road games. I mean, obviously this is a different season, but they tend to score, well on the road. I'm seeing like a 35-21 type game. Missouri will cover. But I'm thinking, the game will be in the high 50s. So over 54.5, I think, is a safer bet for me. So that's where I'm going.
So my reasoning is not as good because I was about to pick the exact same over, and then I saw that Kurt picked it, and I was like, I can't do the same thing. We can't be 0-5 again together. So I said that Kansas is going to do it. I think their quarterback is now in his 9th year. He's just welcomed his 2nd child or 4th child or 1st grandchild. I don't know. I think Kansas is just a little bit better. I feel like Missouri always does surprise me. So we'll see. I wouldn't even be shocked if Missouri wins. I just think Kansas will keep it close, and I'll take those 6.5 points.
Where you at, Will?
So I honestly had no idea because Kansas, their first 2 games, they've played pretty well. Jalen Daniels has 7 touchdowns over those 2 games. Also has 456 yards. But I mean, my guess is I would take Kansas +6, but I do think Missouri is going to win. But it's going to be by less than 6. I mean, Missouri is an SEC team, so I just feel like, and they're at home too, so I just feel like, I feel like Missouri would get it done, but Kansas has played well, so I think Kansas +6 is the move.
Okay, so man, I've fallen in love with Jalen Daniels over the years at Kansas, and every time I bet on him, I seem to lose. He seems to get hurt. His back flares up. But I think he's really feeling it right now because if he doesn't get it done now, it's 7 years of college down the drain for this guy. So I think he looks really sharp so far this year. I'm going with just the quarterback matchup, and I'm picking Kansas, taking the points. Both Brabula, first-year starter from Missouri, transfer from Penn State could be good. Missouri probably has a better roster overall, but I just think Kansas gets it done here. I'd almost sprinkle a little bit on the money line, but I'll definitely take the points. Next game, man, this game, Oklahoma State +28 at Oregon. The over-under 58.5. I mean, are these 2 Power 4 squads heading against each other? Is Oklahoma State still a Power 4 team? Kurt, what do you think?
I mean, Oklahoma State at Oregon. I mean, it's like a buffet line for Oregon football. I love, by the way, and Wes, you may be talking about this, but the fireworks between Gundy and Lanning last week, and some of the quotes. I did write down the quick quote is that Lanning said that we spend to win, and some save to have an excuse for why they don't, which I absolutely love. I think there's a little bit of animosity going on, unexpected for kind of a weird matchup like this. But Oregon is just too much. Oklahoma State doesn't have a quarterback. I got lucky last week, taking Tennessee Martin and the points, and I did hit the win on that. But Oklahoma State with no quarterback, having to go up there, I mean, they don't have a chance. I don't think. I think this is a bombing. I think Oregon will put up a 50 burger on them, maybe even 60. And I've got Oregon -28.
Totally agree. I do Oregon -40. I think they're going to make this a statement win. They're going to make sure that Oklahoma State never comes back, and they're just going to pour it on. And if there's 1 minute left and they're at the 35, they're going to be throwing touchdown balls. Like, they are not going to give them an inch. So this was an easy one to call. Oregon will win by 50.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take Oregon -28. Oklahoma State has no quarterback. It's going to be a complete belt to ass, I think. Oklahoma State has absolutely no shot at winning this game or even covering, I think. Mike, I think you said at the start of the year, you were saying Oklahoma State's going to be 2-10. So I feel like that actually could happen now. So, yeah, I'm going to take Oregon -28.
Definitely. Like it. Good job, DGen Pledge. Well done.
Let me just add on to the commentary that's been going back and forth this week. It was, I don't know if this is real or not, but I thought I heard somewhere where it said Mike Gundy said he might tape up the swoosh this week, taking a shot at Phil Knight and Oregon's money. Dan Lanning. We know this about Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning takes no prisoners. He is going to run this up if he gets the chance. And I think he will get the chance. So I will take Oregon big here. So now we're into the premier matchup, game day in town. Oklahoma -5.5. I think the under-over was 47.5. Big game feel. Will, this is your second game while you've been at OU all time in game day out of the chute. Let's start with you. Tell me what you think about this game.
Oh, yeah. So, yes, obviously college game day is going to be here. The Palace is going to be rocking. Everyone's going to be excited, John Mateer, all the excitement. I think it's going to be OU minus 5.5. I'm going to stick with Moneyline Mateer. That's the name that's been going around the last week. But, Michigan, they have a freshman quarterback, Bryce Underwood. I don't think he's going to be ready. I think I feel like it's going to take everyone, but I just don't think – I think OU's going to pull away with this one. So, yeah, it's a big game here up in Norman. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting. But that's what I think. I also want to point out this. Week 1, OU did not play as well against Illinois State, but I did get intel that Jaden Ott was sat and that 3 of our starting offensive linemen were also not playing. And also our playbook was not as exposed, you could say. So that's another thing. So I do feel like this week it's going to be a different OU football team than last week.
Yeah, I think that's that's a good point. Because I think that you're right. I think they were playing a little bit of possum there, and I think they're going to definitely open up a brand new set of plays. And I think Jaden Ott is somehow going to have 20 carries and get a couple scores. So there's no way that I can't not take OU on this. Pro tip:
Oh no,
make sure that you set your Venmos to private. But I think you're right. Moneyline Mateer is going to bring home a big win, and I think this is a statement win for OU. And I think this kind of becomes the starting of the pivot. This and then Auburn of what kind of a year is OU going to have this year.
Yeah, I'll agree. I mean, the words that I wrote down. This is a season-defining game. We're going to finally get a barometer on kind of where we are. If we're solid, if we're kind of mid. And when I looked at the line minus 5.5, that is screaming for Vegas to have Michigan bettors. Michigan's big program, won the national title just 2 years ago. Huge name. And to be a dog and getting 5.5, I think Vegas is screaming for Michigan bettors, and I think that's coming in. So the line is too big, but I like OU minus 5.5. I think we're going to show something special. Again, Mateer, Michigan quarterback looks good, but I think both teams looked a little unimpressive the first game. But like you all said, we're going to open up the playbook. We didn't want to, pull out all of our tricks, and our starters are back in, and this is going to be a big matchup. OU minus 5.5.
Well, and just to remember, in week 1, Michigan gave up 17 points to New Mexico.
I was going to put that up. Yeah, that was surprising.
New Mexico. I love Lobos. I love the Lobos. But New Mexico. Come on.
Well, Bryce Underwood's going to be deaf by the second quarter from that damn scoreboard blaring all that sound. And it's just not me being old about this, like you guys were saying last week. I've seen message boards talk about it, other podcasts talk about it. The sound was screwed up last week. I don't know if we did something where we're on that big screen when we were on top of the south end zone mic. Maybe we stepped on some cord, turned the volume up to 11. But that was insane, the sound last week. So if it's anywhere like that, we don't even need to cheer. He's just going to hear that sound, and it's going to drive him crazy. But, yeah, man, we are going to have to get something out of the running game. Hopefully our line shows up this week. Hopefully Jaden Ott, they decide to play Jaden Ott. You're going to spend the money on the guy. Let's let him play. So I'm taking Oklahoma as well. So I think, well, that was last. Okay. That looks pretty scary.
Right?
Man, we're kind of all in this one together pretty much. But
I'm sorry to Will, because that's really bad luck for you, bud.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we're all in agreement here.
We're all in agreement. It's going to be a huge weekend. I'm so looking forward to it. Man, we got some big parties this weekend, boys.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a good weekend.
We also, how about this? And we're not, this is not official or anything. Dallas versus Philadelphia.
Thursday night. All right, let's do a bonus just for this. Who's gonna win? I take Eagles minus whatever.
It's
Cowboys. The Cowboys have no shot. No shot.
How much?
I'm sorry. Not Dallas. Philadelphia -8.5.
8.5. Yeah.
Philly
No.
-8.5.
The Oklahoma State Cowboys are in trouble, and the Dallas Cowboys are in trouble, and it won't be pretty.
Well, I will say this is that is anyone in the universe taking Dallas, which is scary because when everyone is on one side, there's you know who out in the desert that wants their cut, and that is but I don't think Dallas wins, but maybe Dallas covers. I don't know.
Yeah, it's NFL. Who knows? That could happen. And Mike, we're not going this week, but we will be in Philly next week.
Yes, we will.
We
We'll have some fun video.
Are y'all gonna maybe make that game on Thursday?
No,
Y'all could go up early and go.
No, it's this Thursday.
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My
And we are going
my,
up on Thursday, actually.
my calendar is as good as my picks. So bad.
Flush them. We're moving on to week 2.
All right.
Okay, guys.
Till next week.
See y'all.
Boomer Sooner.
Boom.
Let's go.
Boomer.